Hello, welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn some difficult pronunciation, so let's get started. Recently, one of my students, who's also a member, asked me to make a video about these two confusing words and how to pronounce them correctly. So let's take a closer look. First, let's talk about these two words. The first word is all, and the second word is old. So with these words, with A-L-L, we make the same sound. All, call, ball, and wall. We're using the vowel sound aw. How do you make this sound? It's similar to ah, like hot and stop, but it's different. So I'll start with ah because that's an easier sound. Ah. Now how do I change it? I move the sound back. I move the sound back here, and I close my throat a little bit. So I start with ah, like hot and stop, ah. Now I change it. Ah, ah. I move it back here. Ah, ah, ah. All, call, ball, wall. And the L is a dark L, so tense the tongue. It's not a light L, it's a dark L, l. The tongue is tensed and raises up a little bit in the back. All, call, ball, wall. The vowel sound is aw plus the dark L. So if I change call with ed, it's pronounced called, called. Example, he called his friend today. He called his friend today. Let's practice. Did he call his friend today? That's right, he called his friend today. Now let's do these words. Old, cold, told, fold. Here we're using a long O sound, but it changes because of the dark L. The long O is O, like no and go, or bone and alone. You hear the long O sound, O, no, go, bone, alone. Now let's put that sound before a dark L. Old. We hear how the sound changes, how the vowel changes before the dark L. Old. When you make that dark L, the tongue gets tight and makes an extra sound. Old, old, old. So pronunciation, old, cold, told, and fold. They all have the same vowel sound. Now we can compare these two words, called and cold. The first word is the aw sound, aw, aw. Called. And the second word is the O sound plus the dark L. Cold. Again, the first word, called, is more open. Called, and it's back here. Called. Compared with cold, with the O plus the dark L. Cold. It's cold. Example, it's very cold at the North Pole. It's always cold at the North Pole. So we hear both sounds in this sentence. It's always cold at the North Pole. When I say always, I'm using the aw sound like called. And ball and wall, always. It's always cold at the North Pole. With cold, we hear the long O plus the dark L. Cold. It's always cold at the North Pole. Let's practice. Is it always cold at the North Pole? That's right, it's always cold at the North Pole. So remember the different pronunciations of these words. The first word is called, it's open, and the second word is cold. If you still don't hear the difference, watch the video again and keep practicing. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.